to another episode of Cutting It Up at Palm Beach Finest Barbershop. I'm Mr. E, your host, and this is my co-host,
Succulent Michelle.
And today's guest,
Janine Stella.
How you doing, Janine Stella? So
really
good. I gotta start this. Welcome to the show. We gotta start the interview with, where were you born?
Born and raised, like at the hospital or like
what
at
hospital?
the St. Mary's Hospital.
Mary's. Okay, another St. Mary's.
Yeah, in West Palm Beach. Yeah.
And then you're from where? Lake Worth, you said?
I was born and raised in Lake Worth. Like I was raised in Lake Worth.
Oh, nice.
L-Dub in the house.
How do you feel about the new name change, Lake Worth Beach?
Actually, I'm kind of digging it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm kind of digging it. I like it because tourism purposes, no one wants to come to Lake Worth. They don't know it's a beach. But we've got Riviera Beach, we've got Delray Beach, Boynton Beach.
True.
So it kind of gives it puts it on the map a little bit as a destination. West Palm Beach, which it's
Jupiter
crazy.
Beach.
Jupiter Beach.
Okay, makes more sense.
Cocoa Beach.
Yeah.
Makes more sense.
Yeah.
Lake Worth needs its credit. It has a big public beach.
And it's the best beach around. It's got the pier. It's got the people watch.
What's it called? Benny's on the beach.
Benny's on the beach.
That's Oh my, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Used to have John
G's. I see it.
Used to have the pool.
Used to have the pool. They closed the pool.
I don't know. Is it open?
It was still there.
Oh, maybe it's still there. My bad.
I don't know though.
I thought it was closed, but maybe it's just limited hours.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna check it out next month.
Yeah.
That could be the next.
I have stories about that pool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ones about
none that I want to share.
No.
No.
Not good, huh?
Not one.
So I was probably like 6 or 7, and I was learning. I mean, obviously I knew how to swim by then. I learned how to swim in that pool actually, and I was wearing like my goggles, and I was just going, doing the handstands, doing things that like 7-year-olds do or whatever. And there were these guys in the pool, and they were just standing in the pool, but they didn't realize that their junk was hanging out under the water. So like I'm swimming, and I'm like a little girl, and it was like the first time I saw it. Like it stuck in my head.
What?
Like forever.
Oh, how funny.
I'm almost 40 years old.
I love it.
Remember.
And I still remember.
Was that when it was a saltwater pool? At one time, I don't know when it went chlorine. At one time, it was a saltwater pool, and the water just flowed in from the ocean.
It was almost 19.
That might have been in the 50s. I don't know. So
we're talking like 89, so maybe not.
It was chlorine.
Yeah,
it was chlorine then.
Well,
that's fun though,
Super
nice,
interesting.
shocking story for you.
Talk about trauma, right?
Mm-hmm.
So any good memories there?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah.
So Lorraine Beau's Jewelry used to be there for 25 years, and I grew up, it was my dad's best friend, I grew up working in that jewelry shop that was always there.
Okay.
If you ever went to Lake Worth Beach.
Yes.
And then John G's, when John G's was there, I knew John G, and I knew his daughter, Wendy, who ran John G, so I was always up and down the boardwalk, the ice cream shop, everyone was like family. Barry, who still owns a t-shirt company, he's still on the beach. Like, it was like family,
The pizzeria's still there?
Well, now it's Mamma Mia's.
Oh, but they do have a pizzeria.
They have a pizza,
It was like New York something.
Yeah. NYPD. They were awesome, too.
I think they're on Dixie now, or Federal.
They have a few locations, I think.
Boynton, and then...
Oh, so they got a few locations.
Yeah,
great pizza, great food.
Mm-hmm. Wow, so it's Mommy, what? What is it?
Mamma Mia's.
Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like that franchise one.
I believe, right? Isn't Mamma Mia's there?
I think Mamma Mia's like
I'm not sure. I'm kind of bad. I don't go down there enough.
I need to go down there more. And now they've got
John
that
G's
new
moved.
Mexican restaurant, which is fabulous.
Mexican.
Where John G's used to be.
Oh, so Mulligan's is gone.
Mulligan's is
Yeah,
gone.
Okay.
And this new Mexican restaurant. It's modern Mexican. It is awesome.
We'll have to check it out.
Super
yeah,
good
absolutely.
food. Yeah.
Okay.
Great place to go.
So we always ask everybody, where is their place to go in Palm Beach County? I guess this week we're saying that Lake Worth Beach, Lake Worth Casino is the place to go.
It's good
Check
stuff.
out the Mexican restaurant.
And
Benny's
Los
on the
Panchos.
beach.
Los Panchos downtown on the Ave is great. But my all-time favorite place right now is Victoria's, the Peruvian restaurant on Lake Ave. Have you ever been there?
I have not.
Is it Peruvian restaurant?
Peruvian.
Lake
It
Ave.
is.
Is it new?
Off the chain. It's been there about
that's
like
the road going into the beach.
going in. Yeah, Lake Ave.
Okay.
Like you're going into Lake Worth. Like you're going over the bridge.
Okay.
And it's
Is it
Peruvian.
on the right side or the left side?
On the left side if you're driving down. Lake
so it's
Ave.
on this side.
Yeah.
You know the Lake Worth Bridge, when you go over the Lake Worth Bridge, that little scene is the beginning scene of the Golden Girls.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. If you watch the Golden Girls
Really?
intro, they always do the little song, and they have a couple little sites. Well, in there is like as you go over, and there's that little condo on the island. That part is in Golden Girls.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you gotta check it out.
I'm a YouTube.
Yeah, you gotta check it out.
Shit.
Betty White's still alive and kicking. Isn't she like 99 years old?
Yes, God bless her.
She's adorable.
I mean, and funny is all get out, right? The things that come out of her mouth make it okay for the things that
Seriously,
I say.
she's great.
Thank you, Betty White, for paving the way for all of us.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Well, I didn't even know that was on. I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, that's really neat.
I'm gonna look that up too. And they filmed. It's funny because they filmed it. I think Orlando, at the studio in Orlando.
Yeah.
So they were in Florida, I think, for a lot of that filming.
Okay.
Which is cool.
Nice.
Makes sense. Old people, Florida.
I heard a lot of the filming in Florida got a different contract. Like there's the contracts that were open to Hollywood for Hollywood shows to record in Florida. For some reason the contract wasn't re-signed. So a lot of shows that were being recorded in Florida are not anymore. They got moved out. So I hear that's why they finished that show Bloodline. They packed Bloodline into 2 or 3 seasons because they weren't able to continue it because of contracts with Hollywood or the studios, or I don't know all that stuff, but I do listen and read up on things.
Very interesting.
But I think they should bring it back.
I went to Dreyfus.
Dreyfus, where's that one?
School of the Arts in City Place.
Oh, the one over there, Buffalo.
Yeah.
Now, did you go to school with Justin?
I did. Justin and I graduated together. We've been friends for 26 years.
Okay.
We've known each other a long time.
So he was just on the show. Yeah, Justin was just on the show.
Yep. We've been friends a long time.
Okay, that's cool.
He's my boy.
We keep it all in the family around here
right.
at Palm Beach. It's fine.
So how long you know Mr. Duco?
A couple of years now at this point.
Nice.
I knew Sam before I knew Christian.
Yeah, so it's been, I guess, only 3 years.
Yeah, about 3 years. I met his wife before you guys even met.
Yeah.
So I met Sam before he met his wife.
Okay.
Because I was on a podcast with Justin as his guest, and Sam was working at the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
It's a long.
But that's how I met her.
How everybody's not
Yeah.
connected.
That's right.
What was it called?
Together. I don't know, what was it called?
What? You had a show with
It was
Justin too?
called. A guy owned it, and then Justin hosted it, and it was.
It's like about recovery and stuff.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah.
It was an interesting show.
Okay. Oh, so it's on YouTube then?
I don't know where.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's on YouTube. You
You know
can
the
look
name
it up.
of
No, I'll get it to you.
Yeah.
We'll get it for you.
So how many podcast shows you on? You've had already? Or like
Not very many. I've been on a few. I've been a guest on a few.
Okay. And then you have your own one.
So
And
yeah,
I have my own.
tell us
Oh,
about
okay,
your
Stella.
show.
So, Skulls and Stilettos stemmed out of a vision that I had. People don't quite understand it. So, I'm very interested. I love Day of the Dead. I love Mexican culture. I love Day of the Dead.
Okay.
So, I love the artwork that went with it. But Skulls and Stilettos kind of represents for me, a skull could be anyone or anything. You could be black, white, Hispanic, transgender, Asian, gay, straight, it doesn't matter. So when you look at a skull, we're all the same. And I think that at the end of the day, whether I'm interviewing someone that grew up in the hood or a CEO of a Fortune 500 company, we're all the same at the end of the day. We have different titles and we've come from different places, but I kind of like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the stilettos, you like stilettos.
And so
I hear
I
that.
call it stellified from head to toe. So I stellify you.
Oh.
Basically,
Okay.
like I got you in my reach, my grasp, from head to toe.
I like that. I'm
Yeah.
all about making people succulent.
I
so-
make people cry a lot,
I like
succulent. I like.
Yeah.
I get down. I want to know someone's personal story. It's very easy to ask someone what they do for a living. It's really easy to ask someone what they like, what they don't like. But everyone has a story, and
The
just
why.
because the why behind. Some people have great upbringing. Some people have terrible upbringing. Some people have great marriages. Some people don't. Everyone's got their story, their truth. So I kind of like to tell it all.
And then you make people cry on the show.
I did.
Oh,
I
man.
do. I have.
I hope I don't cry.
I make people
So you
cry.
do more on your show than just interviewing the fighters. You
Yes.
interview other folks also.
Yeah, so the fight scene I got introduced to when I had a radio show prior to this podcast, and I had a radio show, and I walked away from it and let my co-host take over, which she's still doing. And I knew that I wanted to continue to work in the fight scene, but not focus 1,000% in doing my podcast in the fight world. There's a lot of people that are already doing that. And they're very successful at it. And I could focus all my efforts if I wanted to, because I know enough people at this point where I could interview people nonstop. But I wanted to broaden my horizons. I wanted to interview different types of people.
Okay.
So
and get different stories out there.
Yeah, whether it's a female, a male, like my cousin, for example, I'm interviewing him. He's been sober, but he recovered from drug addiction, almost died. I like people to tell me their story.
Mm-hmm.
So
to like inspire than other people.
Yeah, everyone's got something, you know.
Yeah. And then the Titan things and stuff, like, it's only Titans, or you do like other things like that?
I have hosted XFN fights
I've seen that
before.
I've seen the Renegades.
Yeah, Renegades. I've done that, but now Olive is doing that full time. So I'm like a Titan. I'm loyal to my Titan.
Yeah, I like Titan.
Yeah,
I like
cool.
Titan.
Yeah.
I like Titan for sure.
We like folks who are loyal around here.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it's a family.
We
It's
sure
like a
do.
family. It's like, obviously we all know the same people.
Mhm.
When you find your crew and you find your people, you know you're home.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
because there was like a
Absolutely.
reunion here earlier.
Right.
People
Justin
say-
walked in. He's like, I'm giving Christian a lavalier, and I'm like, he's like, I'm walking in, and one of my best friends is sitting right there. I'm like, I know, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is fun like
So,
that.
it's-
And that
it's
happens
cool.
to me around here too.
Isn't that great?
I'll show up and there's folks here that I'm like, how did you get here?
I love
Yeah,
that.
Chris Little was.
Oh yeah, shout out to Chris Little,
Yeah.
a new member here at Palm Beach's Finest Barbershop.
Chris Little came out.
Yeah,
I
a
like
good
the
old
name.
friend of
Stuart
ours.
Little's cousin.
You're
Stuart
funny.
Little's
Yeah,
got
his cousin,
that.
yeah.
you're so
That's why I was gonna
funny.
ask him. Damn, is it so
That's
little Stuart?
hilarious.
Well, you hear Little. You
He
gotta
said
think-
Right,
definitely, he was like, no, but he laughed, you know.
I love that.
Yeah, because that's what you're gonna get when you hear Little at the end.
Right.
You know,
Yes, sir,
people
yeah.
got different names. At the end.
But
Shout out to
I love
Santa.
it over here, you know, you just never know who you're going to run into around
You
here.
never
You
know.
never know.
Hey, Stella, quick question. What led you to want to start doing a podcast show?
That's a good question. I
Like, what inspired it?
I'll tell you what inspired
When
me.
it started.
I have an interesting story, because everyone's got a story, right?
Mhm.
So I have never really been able to tell my story on my own podcast yet. I will do it eventually, but I had an interesting upbringing. I thought that from the outside, people are very judgmental, and they might look at someone and think that they have someone figured out when they don't.
All the
So-
time.
All the time.
Mhm.
So you never, I drive a nice car, I might have nice stuff, but you have no idea what kind of household I grew up in or what it took me to get to where I'm at. And you've got to like encourage the come up. You can't like be a hater, right? Like
Sure.
you can come from nothing and work your way up and not have been handed anything.
Mhm.
And people should respect that as much as people that have had something from when they were young and kept it. And sometimes that's harder. You can't bash one or the other, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to tell my story. I was working in a line of work that I really wasn't passionate about, and I hated it. Like, I
What was it
hated
about?
going to work. I was a financial advisor, and I hated it. It drove me nuts. I wasn't passionate about it, and I left there. I literally left, and everyone was like, they're like, what are you gonna do? And I'm like, I hired this woman who was kind of like a life coach, and she doesn't like that terminology. She's a self-discovery healer.
Okay.
So there's this self-discovery facility in Broward, and someone introduced me to her, and they said, you need to hire this woman. She will transform your life in like 12 weeks. And I was looking for something. I was in the middle of a divorce from the person that's over there. We literally divorced and got back together. It's a whole long story.
How funny.
So I was literally going through a divorce. I changed my job, and I met this woman, and she's like, what do you want out of life? Like, what do you want to do? You clearly hate your job. What do you want to do? And I said, I really want to have my own podcast. And it just like came to me. She's like, well, what line of work are you gonna end up doing now that you just left your job? And I'm like, I want to be in TV. I just want to do something in TV production. I applied to about 300 jobs, and a TV studio called me, and I got the job on the spot.
Cool.
And then I worked there for like little over 2 years. And then
So you learned a lot.
I learned a lot. Worked with Montel Williams. He was one of the hosts of one of our shows. They were nationally broadcast on Lifetime TV. I had a lot of great experience. I worked with a lot of really cool people. And then
Montel Williams is something else.
he's a
Yeah,
cool
he's a
guy.
cool guy.
He's a cool
I
guy.
grew up watching him.
He's super great. And then I left there and started working with Simply the Best, who is one of the sponsors. They sponsored my radio show. They're great in Palm Beach County. In today's world, people are always wanting the latest and greatest new diet, like I'm on right now. I'm doing this crazy fast. I've done every
What's
diet in the
crazy fast?
world. It's like I haven't eaten for 2 days, but I'm drinking ketones. It's this whole big thing.
What are ketones? Just like, is it just...
So ketones make you burn stored fat for energy as opposed to burning glucose when you eat carbohydrates.
okay.
So the concept behind it is if you're burning fat, you're constantly burning fat, and your
Okay.
body goes into a state called ketosis where you're burning storage fat for energy instead of carbs and glucose.
Okay.
So you have you start sleeping deeper, you have vivid dreams, weird. I woke up this morning and I was like, I never want to have that dream again. You sleep, you go into REM.
Oh, when you're on this new thing.
When you're in this, yeah.
So it's
I
like
dream
that
really
kind
hard, crazy dreams.
Then you wake up and you're like, I
Yeah,
cannot believe that
happened to
happened.
me yesterday,
Yeah.
actually.
of dreams.
But what are ketones though? You're drinking what for? I mean, is it water?
It's a powdered supplement,
Oh,
and
okay.
they're different flavors, and you put it in water and you drink it. So today
Okay.
I had a blueberry flavor. The company's called Previte, and they're huge. They're they're a multi-level marketing company. Someone introduced it to me, and I'm thinking, all right, I've done keto before. I failed every time. I'm clearly not doing this right. So I got in touch with this lady, and she's like, you're doing it all wrong. You need to count your macros and your calories and your this and your that. And I have this special app that I log everything, and it's this whole big thing.
So you can't eat.
Well, no, just for
So-
2 days. The fast.
Not till tomorrow.
Not till tomorrow.
So you eat tomorrow and that's 2 more days.
No. Today, it's just they call it a reboot. So every month you do this reboot where you fast for 2 days, and if you kick your body out of ketosis, you kick it back in, because you may eat too many carbs and kick your body out. So technically you're supposed to have 20 grams of carbohydrates a day. So everything you eat, you turn the back of it, and pure protein really has no carbs. So eggs or steak or stuff like that. But if you have vegetables, they have carbs.
Mhm.
If you ate protein bars, that has carbs. So you gotta look at everything, and then you have to log it, and it's a
So
whole big
even
thing.
a salad is fucking fucked up.
No, salad's pretty good. You just gotta watch what vegetables you put in it, and the
And
more
what
fat, the better.
toppings,
Yeah.
You can't really use salad dressing, right? I mean,
Wait,
Oh
is it
yeah,
vegetables
I
that
douse
get
that
fat?
shit in ranch.
oh, you can?
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's
oil,
funny.
ranch
Okay.
dressing, avocado oil, olive oil, because the fat is actually good. That's why they want you to eat bacon, a lot of bacon, which I'm gonna have tomorrow when I'm done with this, because I can't not eat
Bacon
bacon.
strips, huh?
Yeah,
You like
bacon.
huh?
Just eat
I
that
made
bacon.
bacon relish this week. It's so
You made
good.
bacon relish.
With Third's barbecue seasonings and my mango jam. It's
I'm
so
obsessed
good.
with bacon and mangoes.
It's amazing.
What?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Bacon with mango?
I'm thinking about selling it. It's really good.
What the fuck?
I
I
infused it. It's
can
amazing.
I get a taste tester?
You totally could. You
That sounds
totally could.
amazing
Where-
right now.
We'll talk.
Shit on a
Okay.
stick right now sounds amazing
It's
because
so-
I haven't eaten it.
Oh, I know, I know.
So,
It is so
fuck.
good though, and I did the first batch of it, and it wasn't spicy enough. Didn't leave enough heat on the tongue. This one, oh, it's so good. And I drained the grease off the bacon I cooked it slow all day long, and so I infused the grease with the heat of the seasoning. Oh my gosh, made hash browns with it the other day. I mean, I'm talking a lot of fat here, but
Bottle that up
good
and
stuff.
sell it.
I know, I need to.
That is good.
So good, yeah.
So you put the jam on the bacon?
It puts the jam on the bacon. Yeah, I married them. I married them together and
I'm
then
Wait, when
chilled
you
it.
cook
dying. That sounds
It's so
delicious.
good.
You put the jam when you cook the bacon? Now, how do you do the
No,
bacon?
so I already have the jam made, and the bacon was made with Thirds Barbecue, the Jamaican. Remember those jerk
Yeah.
wraps we had? They were real hot.
bacon?
So it's like
Oh,
jerk bacon that I made.
you gotta try it.
I
That's
made jerk bacon all day long, and I kind of canned it, and then I married it with my mango jam that I made.
I love you.
So good.
That
You
sounds.
see that?
That's
And then I
so
talk
good.
about my peanut butter and jelly and mayonnaise.
I
and-
love peanut.
You
now,
have
peanut butter's
you
like,
like
a food
peanut
group.
butter jelly and mayonnaise?
and mayonnaise.
Duke's mayo? At least tell me it's Duke's mayo.
No, was it Heinz?
Oh,
Hellman's.
Hellman's.
There we go.
Hellman's.
And I
Okay.
use Kraft.
Oh, do
So
you?
we all
Okay,
agree
we're
use
all
different
different. I'm a
mayos.
Duke. I'm a Duke's girl.
So what do you think? What do you
Duke's
think
is a
about
little more
peanut
expensive,
butter,
but
jelly and mayo?
it's a little weirdy. It's a little
Yeah.
weird.
See, I like the Elvis sandwich. I like the peanut butter, the honey, and banana.
That is that
Peanut
an
butter,
Elvis?
honey, and banana.
My
That's
grandma
Elvis.
always made that.
Peanut
That's
butter.
killer.
It will
yeah?
change your
Yeah,
life.
yeah,
Peanut butter,
that's
No
honey.
mayo,
amazing.
huh?
I'm telling you,
No
peanut butter,
mayo,
honey,
but
and
okay.
You
bananas
should
will
try it,
change your
though.
life. The Elvis sandwich.
The honey and bananas. Okay.
We should do
so
a
good.
show where we try that stuff.
Yes.
Ooh,
You know,
a taste show.
I actually like peanut butter and bologna.
I've never had that.
It's
I've
really
had
good.
that.
It's a little
I've had
salty sweet, and if you get crunchy peanut butter, then you get a little.
Actually,
extra.
that's how it started with the mayo. When I was a kid, I would put. Sometimes my mom wouldn't cook because she was doing whatever she was doing.
She was doing whatever she was
raising
doing.
kids, raising
No,
kids.
she was raising something else. You know. So, you know how I would cook? Because my little sister would be like, she's hungry, you know. So I would take the hot dog, just put the hot water, and just hold it there until it warms up.
Like the hot water dogs.
Yeah.
You-
But
yeah.
with the sink water, you know, I couldn't touch the stove. My mom would kick my ass.
Hot water dogs.
I used to eat 'em
Okay,
raw.
alright. Yeah, I would
pretty
eat
much,
them
right? Just
raw.
warm them
Yeah.
up a little bit.
I would
I
like
would eat 'em raw.
steal the hot and pickles. Like I guess it's like a 80s thing. Like we're 80s kids, aren't we?
Yeah,
Wait,
we
pickles?
are.
What do you do with the pickles?
Like just
Just
eat dill
eat 'em.
pickles
Oh, yeah, yeah,
and
I
then
do
raw
that.
hot
Yeah.
dogs and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's what we
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's why I eat the little
Kraft
little
cheese
hot
out of the
dog.
wrapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kraft cheese.
Kraft cheese too.
I barely ever buy that stuff now.
I love it.
That's how I started the mayonnaise.
Camping.
Then you should try the mayonnaise. Or at least do
Alright,
peanut
we'd
butter
be
and
willing to-
mayo.
Ooh.
Peanut butter and mayo, and then what kind of jelly?
No, you don't even have to put the jelly. But
Okay,
you want to
just
put
peanut
jelly, you
butter
can
and
put. Might as well put the mango jelly.
Okay.
Yeah, since
Well,
you like the mango.
if I
jelly.
don't like the mayonnaise and the peanut butter, I'm not trying to ruin my mango jelly. The mango jelly is like,
Telling you,
it only comes
you're gonna
around
like it.
once a year.
You're gonna like it.
So I'm limited on mango
Someone
jelly.
gave us a mango the other day. I guess they're in season right now, right?
They are, but I
Okay.
feel like they're on their way out. We're kind of at the end of the season.
How do you know when the
definitely.
mango's ripe? Because we have one in our refrigerator.
Is it orangey? What color is it?
I like it green.
You like it green? Some
With
people
some
like
salt,
it
Yeah,
green.
it's
salt
orangey.
and
It's
lemon.
orangey. It's ready now.
Okay.
Orangey
Soft.
red, purple. Yeah, if it gets too soft, well, it starts to
it's
turn
too
black
purple,
if
too
it's
black.
no good.
Yeah.
You know,
Once
like
it starts
like
going,
kind of
like,
like an
purple.
avocado turns black.
I always leave it and then it gets overripe and then it's no good.
Oh, it's time. It's
Yeah.
time to eat it now.
Time to eat it.
Green is good though too.
Cook
Green
it with,
mango?
Cook it with some
it's
chicken.
It's like eating pickles sometimes. Like
Really?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Put
How do
some,
you-
But
put
do
some
you?
salt
Yeah,
and
salt,
lemon.
pepper, and vinegar.
I'm about
Do,
the
you,
Yum.
pepper. Well, I know
Yum.
the Mexicans be putting all that hot sauce and shit too.
do they?
Mm-hmm. You put hot sauce on anything.
I love hot sauce. Anything I could have.
Oh,
Eggs.
Not me.
That's how I knew I had COVID. Over
What,
like
hot sauce?
no, check this
You couldn't
out.
taste.
I couldn't taste it.
Oh,
I made
okay,
eggs
okay.
and spinach, and I would like put the Louisiana hot sauce, and I put a bunch of it on it one day, and I'm like, maybe I'm just
wasn't burning
getting
you?
a tolerance.
No, it wasn't burning.
No, I'm like,
don't
maybe
check.
I'm just developing a tolerance to Louisiana hot sauce. And then I went to a barbecue, like 3 days later, because it came and went at first. Then I went to a barbecue and there was like wings and barbecued wings, and I couldn't taste anything. And I'm like, there's no flavor on this food. This barbecue is terrible.
That's the
Like,
only
what
symptom
is
you felt.
going on?
That's the only symptom you felt.
At first, and then
Okay.
then
then
all
everything
hell
else
break
hit.
loose.
So you
Then it
couldn't-
was awful.
It was bad.
Then it was bad.
I don't understand it. I never. Thank God I ain't catch it.
It was bad.
And I
Yeah.
and I was touching people's faces all the time.
It was no bueno.
Mm-mm.
No
Okay.
good.
I don't want it. Well, Stella, If people want to reach you or something, where can they reach you? Like, what's your Facebook? What's your...
So you can look me up under Janine Stella, and then you can look up, I have 2 podcasts actually. I've got Skulls and Stilettos, and then I have another one called The Alphabet Soup Experience, which I do every Monday and Thursday night.
Oh, so that's another podcast. Huh?
Another podcast. I have a co-host named Matt.
Shout out to Matt.
Shout out to Matt, and we do the ABCs of a topic. So we pick a topic, like for example, Monday's show, or Thursday's show rather, is going to be the ABCs of habits, like people's habits. So we pick the letter A, and then we might say, like, pick a habit that starts with the letter A, and we go through the alphabet, and it's kind of a game. Like we're playing a game to see if we could come up with something in the alphabet.
Okay.
It's kind of fun.
Do you always come up with something?
The letter Z gets tricky and the letter Q gets tricky, but for the most part, we always do.
You gotta look out for those Z's.
Yeah.
They appear in words where you don't expect them.
That's right.
Especially when you're a gangster nerd, you know. I had Z's in all kinds of words.
Yep.
You'd be like, this is fun with a Z.
Fun with it, exactly.
Fun with a Z.
That's
So
right.
you gotta come up with 26 different habits.
Yeah.
Was it
That's
27?
neat.
26, right?
26 different
Yeah.
habits.
Yeah.
That's right.
Wow.
You gotta stay
That's
tuned.
There are definitely 26 habits out there, though. For sure.
Last week's show was fun. We did the ABCs of the best sex scenes in movies of all time.
Oh, wow.
That was
Okay.
fun.
That was
A
a
to
little
Z.
harder, huh?
It was fun.
What's the name of that one? Ghost?
What was, Ghost
There was
would
Ghost.
be a G.
Yeah,
Definitely
Ghost was.
gotta
I think we
Ghost
had
would be a
Ghost
G.
down. Pretty Woman.
What was
that
A?
one.
Really? There was a...
What do we have for
Oh, yeah, Pretty
A?
Woman had
You
a
gotta
scene
watch
too.
it.
We'll have to watch.
You have to watch. I mean, we write it all down. We like get prepared. Yeah.
That's fun.
What do we put for A? I don't know. I don't remember. They go like
Have
we
to
do
check
it
it
so
out. We're
often
gonna check it out.
that we go through it. We just
So you got
great.
2 podcast shows.
2 podcasts, the project I'm working on, my day job, and that keeps me really busy.
And your diet. Logging what
diet.
you eat.
I'm
That's
logging.
time.
I'm like trying to get this company on the show. I'm like stalking the CEO. I'm like, hey, you got to get on the show, talk about your product. If you're watching, Instagram me back, DM me back, or answer my phone call.
We're looking for you.
We're looking for you. I've heard nothing but great things.
Nice. Nice.
Yes, and send me free product. We need free product if you're going to be on the show. Like boxes of it, so I don't have to pay what I'm paying for it monthly. That'd be great.
Well, you get your fruit delivered?
No, it's the ketone powders, but you pay for them and then
okay.
they get shipped.
Okay, that's the fruits from my spot. Okay.
Yeah, they're fruity, like blueberry today, and then they have like sweet tart, like the candy sweet tart. They have a sweet tart flavor. They have a strawberry.
We appreciate you checking us out. Stay tuned for next week because you never know who's in the chair.
Cutting it up at Palm Beach Finest Barbershop.
Hey guys, it's Succulent Michelle here, and you already know that the world would be a better place if people listened to Michelle. So this is your tip. Right now it's really hot outside, and if you have an old car, a lot of times when you roll down the window, the little rubber on the side of your window, it runs onto the window and it leaves like the sticky goo on your window, and it doesn't matter how much you wipe it off with Windex, it doesn't come off. Use a magic eraser. It will clear up your window and it'll help solve that problem. Have a good week.